Hey, welcome to episode 1 of the Fairface Podcast. This is Shannon, the CEO and founder of Fairface Washcloths. In this episode, you'll get to know me a little bit better and the story behind how Fairface Washcloths first came to be. Well, hello, and welcome to the first official podcast for Fairface, a place where you can learn a little bit more about me, the person behind the Fairface Washcloths brand, and a place to talk and learn more about sensitive skincare and wellness issues that most of us either are facing now or will face at some point in our lives. And I'm excited to talk to you and wanted to start out with just a little bit more about me. So I'm guessing that you stopped by because you are either a customer currently, hi, we love you, or someone who wants to learn more about who we are to see if our washcloths can help their skin. So hello, and we love you too. So whoever you are, so glad you're here, and thanks so much again for joining us. Okay, so who am I? This voice behind the Fairface Washcloths brand? Well, again, my name is Shannon, and I'm the founder and CEO of Fairface Washcloths, also known as the best soft washcloths for sensitive skin. My husband and I live in a small town about 30 minutes east of Seattle, and absolutely love it out here. It's really quiet and peaceful. I grew up in Seattle, the Seattle area, and so it's home to me. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Seattle actually does get as much rain as you probably think it does. And yeah, sometimes it does get really old, especially when the gray and rain kind of goes on for days and days, and we are desperate for sunshine. But the truth is the rain to me can also be really comforting and calming. There's nothing like falling asleep to the rain. So who needs a sound machine when you have the real thing outside, right? But our summers are amazing, and our springs really aren't too gray either. But, there's nothing like the cool, crisp, clean air of the Pacific Northwest and being so close to lakes and oceans. So if you're going to visit, I would recommend doing it in the later spring or summer. And sometimes it even stays nice into the first part of October. So it's a beautiful area, and we have family close by. So it's great, and we love it. But okay, enough about me and my obsession with weather, because I actually do have an obsession with weather that maybe we'll talk about later. But anyway, when people ask me what I do for a living, it's funny. Sometimes I get strange looks when I say I make washcloths. So I've realized that I've got to say that I make specialty soft washcloths for sensitive skin, and maybe they tend to respond to that a little bit better. But you often hear about products being born out of necessity, and really my story is not much different than that. I started making these soft washcloths several years ago because of my own struggle with sensitive skin. And I know a lot about sensitive skin because I have it, and I've tried to learn a lot about it. So I can share it with our customers. I know a lot about rosacea because I also have that. And although my skin is clear and totally managed right now, several years ago, it wasn't. I think it was back in about 2009 before I had been diagnosed with rosacea, and my skin was raging and itchy and red and bumpy, and I didn't know what to do to help it. So just know that I'm coming from a place of compassion and understanding, and that maybe even if we don't share the exact same skincare issues with each other, I sure have compassion and an understanding of what it feels like to feel desperate and concerned and scared to be able to figure out what's going on with your skin and how to calm it down. I really do consider myself a skincare advocate because, like I said, I really do care about helping people with sensitive skin issues find the right products to help their skin so that they can look and feel their best. So that's really, honestly, the motivating factor behind what I do every day. It's not just about making washcloths, it's about providing something that can help someone else's skin the same way that it helped mine. Now, I don't know if you've read our About Us story on our website, fairfacewashcloths.com, about how Fairface washcloths were first created, but it came out of my own struggles with skincare issues. Now, I'll get a little personal here, even more than I've shared up to this point. But back in 2009, before I was diagnosed with rosacea and my skin was raging against me, my husband and I were actually going through the in vitro process in hopes of having a baby. So you can imagine the stress of that whole process on your body and skin, plus having hormone injections that whack out your system. So personally, I literally feel like that is kind of what ignited my rosacea in the first place, because that's when the first flares began, and it was so irritated and I didn't understand what was going on with my skin. But after going to the dermatologist and finding out that I had rosacea, honestly, I was relieved that I finally had a name for it. I knew what was going on with my skin. And he gave me a low-dose antibiotic topical gel. You've probably heard the name Metro gel before. And oh my goodness, it cost us like $1 million. It was $85 even with insurance. And we were so strapped for money at that time because of the in vitro expenses. But I was like, are you kidding me? I will pay whatever I have to pay. Just give me that gel if it's going to work and calm my skin down. And luckily it helped to initially kind of get everything calmed down. So I guess you could say it was worth the investment, but at the time that was kind of a gouge. But the thing is, I remember getting home that night and looking in my bathroom at the skincare products that I'd been using, the cleansers, the lotions, the washcloths that I'd been using on my face. And I just stood there and thought, I don't know how in the world to take care of my skin now. Because even when I washed as gently as I could with regular washcloths, they just irritated my skin so bad. It would turn red and, it was irritated, and it just kept that nasty cycle going. And so I knew that I had to have something that was a lot softer and more gentle on my skin. So I actually went out and I tried baby washcloths and other cloths that were supposed to be for sensitive skin, but they still weren't gentle enough. My face it just couldn't calm down, the redness and irritation. It was like I was caught in that cycle. So that's honestly when I took matters into my own hands and started looking for fabrics that were soft and gentle and testing things out. And that's when the first Fairface washcloths were born. Now they were just something that I used for myself. But as I say, they were created out of necessity and shared out of love, because I had made in my hands the holy grail of soft washcloths for my face, and it saved my skin. And I knew that I had something special that could help other people with sensitive skin. And so I knew that I needed to share them. And that's kind of how it all started. Well, this has been a lot of fun, and I have so much more to talk to you about, but this will do it for now. So I hope that you'll join me for future episodes where we can continue to get to know each other, and I can share more of what I know about sensitive skin and rosacea and answer any questions or concerns that you might have about what you're going through. But thanks so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you next time. I'd sure appreciate it if you would take a minute to rate and review the podcast, and be sure to share it with anyone you think it might help. You can shop our soft washcloths through our Etsy shop, or we also have a website, fairfacewashcloths.com, and that's spelled FAIRFACE washcloths.com. Thank you.